He says, Yadachariti kalyani shubham va yadi va ashubham tadeva labhate bhadre karta karmajam atmanaha. Whether you do a good action, you do a bad action, whatever action you choose to do in life, remember always that you will receive exactly the same result of what you did. You will get the consequence of what you did. And if you do not understand this law of karma, then look at my own life. He goes on to describe this law, and is a very nice section in Ayodhya Kanda where Dasharatha tells Kausalya that what has happened to him was meant to be. And he tells a story about how he was such a brilliant archer, and he could, without seeing the target, by merely hearing the sound, from where the sound came, he could shoot a target and pierce it. And as a prince he became known for that skill which only he had. And it was one of those days, there was a season, the rainy season. There was nothing much to do. He decided to go hunting in the forest and play with this as a sport. He went there and he heard this gurgling sound. On the banks of the river, he heard this gurgling sound. And river Sarayu, near Ayodhya, near Sarayu. And when he did, of course, his skill, he shot an arrow in that direction, very pleased that he will get an elephant as his prey. And the victim of this arrow was an ascetic boy, a hermit boy, who had come to the river to collect water in a pitcher for his old, aging, blind parents. The parents were in the hut, hermitage. They could not walk, they were old, it was dusk. He had come to pick this, and this arrow went and pierced this person. And this child, well, Valmiki doesn't give the name of this person, but elsewhere we find in Kabir, in the other Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana and other places, he is called Shravan Kumar. Not in Valmiki you don't see this name, but elsewhere this hermit was Shravan Kumar. And Shravan Kumar, he drops on the ground with a cry and calling out, what happened, what have I done? Who in this world would take life away of a hermit? A hermit is somebody, a monk is somebody who declares to the universe that I am not in competition with you. I will never rub anybody. I do not want anything except my own life of penance and tyaga, sacrifices. Allow me to live like that is all we make a pledge for. Who in the world would want to kill a monk? And Shravan Kumar, Valmiki gives verses after verses on the eloquence of this hermit, asking the universe, why this happened to me? What did I do? And he says, I don't grieve for my loss of life, but my parents. Who will give this pitcher of water to my thirsty parents who are blind and aged? Well, when Dasharatha hears this, he panics, he rushes to the site, and he sees what has happened. And the hermit, as you know, would have asked him, what did I do, O king, to deserve this? He recognizes Dasharatha pleads ignorance and seeks forgiveness. The hermit says, take this arrow out of my body, I am in deep pain. I am not worried about losing my life, but please, will you do me one favor? Kindly take this water to my parents and give it to them, they are thirsty. Tell them the truth, you will be okay, my father is forgiving. And so, take my arrow out of my body, I cannot handle the pain anymore. Well, Dasharatha pulls the arrow out, and the monk, the child, the hermit, he dies. He takes this water filled with this pitcher and goes to the hut, and the father he hears footsteps and says, hey, why did you take this long? I have been waiting here for you, and so come give me the water. And then he recognizes the son isn't talking, and Valmiki in his beautiful, poetic, elaborate way describes what happened, how the king had to break the news. I don't want to stay in this portion because it's so painful to see how he breaks the news and what happens to these parents. A very elaborate description, and but Dasharatha's honesty in telling. The father says, well, if you had not voluntarily confessed, I would have broken your head in 1,000,000 pieces by now, but because you confessed, I am willing to listen to you, and so take me to my son who's fallen. And Dasharatha takes the two of them to the bank where he lies there. Well, the story goes, the child is to be taken to the higher worlds, but he is waiting for the parents to appear. And therefore that soul talks to the parents and tells, don't you worry, I am okay. Don't worry about me, you will be following me soon. I am fine. And when they see that, the mother cannot hold back her pain. Seeing her, the father cannot hold back the pain, and therefore he does curse Dasharatha. He tells him, you have no clue what you have done. You don't know what it takes to be afflicted, being separated from the only child. You will experience the same separation, and that grief and pain will take your life away like it is taking our lives away. The king creates a pyre to burn Shravan Kumar's body, but in that same pyre, the father and mother also self-emulate. And this story Dasharatha remembers. As he remembers and expresses this story, Kausalya is right next to him, but he finds suddenly he cannot even see her. His eyesight is gone, his prana shakti is becoming less and less, and the king tells the queens, and Sumitra has come, all are standing around. He tells, I will be gone any moment. Time has come for me to leave the body in pain of separation of my child. All of you take care, forgive me for all that I have done. And with these words, the king breathed his last. And so, this is the story here. And so, what happens after? Well, after that, the only thing left to be done now, the king is gone. Ayodhya is one more level of grief. It's a time of grieving, but a new turn of events is going to take place. And so the sages come together, the advisors come together, Sage Vashishta, Markandeya, and Gautama, many, Kashyapa, all the sages arrive and they decide it's time to immediately call Bharata and Shatrughna back. There is a big section in Valmiki which talks about how a kingdom should never be without a king. No time should go by where there is no rulership, and therefore immediately the messengers set out for the kingdom of Kekeya to bring them back with a message to come back. Well, while they have gone, Bharata there is having already nightmares. There is a terrible nightmare of Bharata, who sees his father falling from a cliff and ocean coming into the city and so on and so forth. He sees this nightmare. He shares this nightmare, and next day he finds these messengers have arrived. He is already nervous about something has happened. Well, he is taken back and he goes to Ayodhya. They are all ready there to install Bharata as the next king, not a prince now, straight away the king. Bharata, Shatrughna go back, and we need to see what happened next. There is an excellent concluding section of Ayodhya Kanda where Bharata plays such an amazing role of a brother, a younger brother. Amazing, beautiful dialogues, great inspiration of siblings given to dharma, and you will see when Bharata enters what all happens. And that whole Ayodhya Kanda we will look into and conclude this portion in the next session. Okay, we close here for now. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Raja Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Raja Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Raja Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Raja Rama Rama Ram Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakāñjalim Bāshpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om